Live from... Oh, wait. This episode really is live. Well, then, live from Casa de Hot Toddy on the Hot Toddy Facebook page, it's the Smokin' Hot Toddcast Live. And now, here's your host, Hot Toddy.
Well, hello there, and welcome to the very first live episode of the Smokin' Hot Toddcast. I'm Hot Toddy, and I love how this starts off. You're live. We're building an audience for you. You know, in most cases, you already have your audience, but in these technological days, of course, you have to build one while you're on the air. So that's fine. Yeah, that's fine. We'll deal with that. But anyway, welcome. For those of you who don't know what this is or know what's going on, this is a podcast that I do. My name is Hot Toddy, if you don't realize it. If you're a fan of the Hot Toddy page, you're seeing this, you probably already know. But I do a podcast called the Smokin' Hot Toddcast. And it's normally just a regular podcast. I create it weekly, and then I upload it to its appropriate sites. But I thought, well, why not just go a little crazy this week, do something a little different I've not done. You know, it gets kind of stale doing the whole, regular thing every week. So I said, let's do something a little bit more fun. And so this week, I've decided to do a live episode of the podcast. And really the best way to do it, and kind of the only way to do a live version of it, is to go into a live outlet. And that's what I've done. I am currently talking to you via Facebook Live on my Facebook page, the Hot Toddy Facebook page, and it's interesting. This is going to be fun. I've never done anything like this before. That being said, the whole point why I started this podcast was because of the fact that I did a lot of things that required a lot of production work and made things sound interesting. Of course, there's a lot of characters on the show. You probably know Ollie. There's D.A. Williams. There's Orson Welles. Well, these people, it's very hard to do on a live podcast. So we kind of downgrade. When we do a live version of this show, we downgrade a little bit from the regular stuff you normally hear on this show to just me talking to you. And we'll be talking about different things, discussing different things. If you have any questions or want to talk to me at all, let me know and I'll answer your questions. We'll talk. We'll go back and forth. I don't know what is that? Is that a mole or a freckle? I don't know. It looks like I punched in the face. I didn't, but it looks that way. But anyway, no, this is going to be new. It's something new. It's something, like I said, I've never done before, and wanted to give it a try to see if it would work, and it certainly looks like it does. And we're recording it right now. We got the microphone over here. We're recording it for the regular podcast outlets that I put the show on, and then of course we're going to record this. So this video will be on my YouTube page, so you can be able to check out this episode not just where it usually is on its, and we'll discuss where you can find the podcast. If you've never seen the podcast before, or listened to the podcast before, I'll tell you where you can listen to them, and then I'll tell you where you can check out the video later on. But yeah, we're just kind of just hanging out. We're just doing whatever tonight. I've never, like I said, never done anything like this. Usually the podcast is very coordinated, but not tonight, not this week. This week it's just up in the wind. Who knows what we're going to do? Who knows what's going to happen? I'm just up for whatever, and you're going along for the ride. So enjoy, or don't enjoy. I really don't know what to say in these situations. I want you to like the show, but if you don't like the show, well, that's understandable. And judging by the fact that I think I'm pretty much talking to no one at the moment, probably lets me know that it may not be I don't know. I can't tell. Like I said, this is my first Facebook Live. That's another thing. I've never done Facebook Live before, so I really don't know how this is going to work exactly, if I'm going to get a lot of viewers or not. When Periscope was popular, I don't really Periscope anymore, but when Periscope was popular, I used to use that a lot, and it seemed it had a good following, but then it kind of waned out. Nobody really does that anymore. So here we are on Facebook Live, trying it out, and it's interesting because, yeah, like I said, I don't know these types of things. I just don't know. Facebook Live. I don't know Facebook Live is what it is. Bottom line is this is a new experience for me, and you're going to enjoy every second of it along with me, and if you don't mind. Anyway, but no, this is going to be fun. I've got a list of things that I want to talk about, but like I said, if there's anything that you all want to talk about, just let me know. We'll get into it, and I'll answer questions. It's whatever. I'm with you until 9 o'clock tonight. We're doing, usually the podcast at most lasts an hour, so I'm going to be with you from 8 to 9 tonight. So we're 5 minutes into this puppy, so let's Let's get rocking and rolling. The first thing I kind of want to talk about, I do this every week on the podcast. I talk about the Vols, the Tennessee Volunteers. If you're not in our area, I come live to you from Knoxville, and of course, Tennessee Volunteers are the huge thing here. And I give a Vols update every week on the show. And the last week's episode, I was telling you how sad the team really was at the moment because we lost to Vanderbilt. And it was a crushing defeat because we should not have lost to them, especially to the team that finally beat Florida after 12 years and beat Georgia in a Hail Mary pass at the end. That was not us playing that week. It was just not. So I was breaking the bad news to you all there last week, and then between the last show and this week's show, we got a bowl game. We were bowl eligible. Pardon me, I'm like Marco Rubio there. We were bowl eligible a little while back, but we didn't know where we were going to go. We were hoping for the Sugar Bowl, but that really was on the shoulders of whether or not we beat Vanderbilt, which we didn't. So the Sugar Bowl, out. That was not going to happen. But we did find out which bowl game we're going to. It's the Music City Bowl in Nashville, and we'll take on Nebraska, of all states, which is funny because at the radio station that I work at, Star 102.1, shout out, our new night girl is from Nebraska, and she's a huge Nebraska fan. So it's interesting to see this happen, kind of unfold in front of us like this, because obviously we're all big Tennessee fans. She's a Nebraska fan, so to see the two of us kind of go up against each other, that's interesting. That's going to be an interesting fight to the finish for sure. But yeah, Music City Bowl, and that's not a bad bowl to go to. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that at all, and it definitely will be a great game. And we're actually favored to beat Nebraska, if you can believe it or not. We are in fact getting them in there, and hopefully, obviously when they do play, they'll win. But yeah, we're favored, and so because I don't know how much that really means. We've been favored in a lot of games this year, and we were favored in games that we lost. Funny thing is, we are favored in a lot of the games that we lost, and not favored in a lot of the ones that we won. So I don't know what that says about us or what this is going to lead to. Come December 30th, which is when we play in the Music City Bowl. So I don't know. But and we had a good season, There's nothing wrong with Were we 8-4, I think it was, in the end? And we beat Florida, which, again, that's like winning the Super Bowl for Tennessee. I mean, that's huge to do that. We hadn't beaten Florida since 2004, and, for the last 2 or 3 years, it's been our year, always our year. I air quotes if you're listening on the regular podcast. It's always our year to do it. Well, we lost in 2014. We lost in 2015. We almost beat them last year. We should have beat them last year, but we didn't. There's a lot of should haves when it comes to Tennessee. So if you don't follow Tennessee football, just know that there's a lot of should haves that happen, and not a lot of that happened when we knew that was going to happen. No, that's not really the case. No, we say things should happen and then they don't. But what are you going to do? I guess every football team goes through that eventually at some point. But it really put into question whether or not Butch Jones was going to be with us again next season. Looks like he will be. I like Butch. That's a problem that I have. It's like we've had coaches in the past that don't really care. Derek Dooley didn't really care. Lane Kiffin did not care. So it's interesting to see everybody on Butch's case because Butch really does care. I just think there are times when he I don't want to say he loses sight of things. I just think that he thinks that we're better than we are, and so I think he just kind of stops at a certain point and says, all right, go forth and be fruitful or whatever, and in the end, it doesn't really, you know what I mean? It doesn't really pan out that way. Excuse me again. So it's interesting, though, that everybody's on his case because, like I said, I like him. He's passionate. He's still passionate about the team. There's nothing... he's not like giving up on them, and that's another thing that kills me is that a lot of the fans do give up on him. So, don't give up on the team. Don't give up on Butch. I still think he's got a lot of good coming our way, and so that's why I don't think we should be so quick to judge, be so quick to get rid of him, because he's still a good guy. I mean, he just runs into some problems every once in a while. Who doesn't? So, especially a coach, even the best coach runs into some problems. We're not going to be Alabama caliber. It's just not going to happen, at least not for a long time. No matter who we have out there, we're not going to be Alabama caliber. So if you're thinking we're going to be like them at all, don't. Just don't, because you're just putting yourself in a situation you're not going to be able to get yourself out of. Okay. So yeah, I'm just saying, don't go there. Tennessee will be what it is. It is what it is. Tennessee will get better as time goes on. But yeah, I mean, a long story short here, too late. I know what you're thinking. We're going to the Music City Bowl, and I think this will be a good game. This is where we probably where we should be. There's a lot of people who say we should be worse right now, and I can't disagree with them, because let me think about it. We had to beat Appalachian State, our first game of the season, in overtime. We had to. The only reason why we beat Georgia is by the Hail Mary. So it could be worse. It could be a lot worse. So we'll take Music City, especially given the situation that we're in. So Tennessee Vols will be fine. They'll bounce back. They always bounce back, even if it's not full capacity to some capacity. It'll be good. So don't worry about that. But yeah, Music City Bowl, December 30th. Don't miss that. Tennessee takes on Nebraska. Go Vols, indeed. All right. So that's my spiel on Tennessee, and what more can you say about Tennessee? Tennessee basketball is going right now. We're doing pretty good there, but it's still the beginning of the season there. You don't really know how well that's going to be. I've not heard much about the Lady Vols this year. It's weird. Usually, I tend to follow. Well, I tend to follow the Lady Vols too. I was about to say I tend to follow the men's basketball team more, but I don't actually. I feel like I follow them equally, and I haven't heard that much about the Lady Vols this year, so I don't know. But yeah, so hopefully everything will work out for everybody. I don't know. When it comes to Tennessee, it's kind of a flip of the coin. You just kind of have to go with it. So whatever. If you're just tuning in, and again, I don't know if this is going to tell me how many are watching right now. I don't know for sure, but if you are watching, welcome once again. This is the Smokin' Hot Toddcast live, and I'm Hot Toddy, and it's interesting. So like I said, it's interesting to do this show not in the style that I usually do it, and that's because I usually put in a lot of work on this show on a weekly basis, and we have a lot of great people that work on the show. One of the people you heard at the beginning, his name was Doc Summit. He's our announcer. And then we have a lot of other people that work with us. Miss Pingrino, she's actually downstairs right now. She doesn't want to be on the show tonight, so that's fine. She doesn't have to. No, she's actually wrapping gifts. Gifts? Not gifts either. No, she can't wrap. You can't wrap those. Gifts. Presents. She's working on those right now. And then there's other things. Hello! Oh my goodness! Finally, somebody says hello. Kristen's there. Hi, Kristen. Hello. So it's nice to finally see some people jumping in here and enjoying the show. But yes, again, for those of you who don't know, I do a podcast, and this podcast is live tonight because one of two reasons. I wanted to do a live show. I wanted to see how this would work. And then I also just didn't want to put one together this week, and I thought this might be more fun, and it is. So it's good to be here. Oh, hey, Jared, hi. Thanks for tuning in. But yeah, so there's a lot of people on our show, and not one of them except for me is on it this week. And again, this is supposed to be an exciting live show, and yet we downgrade. So what are you gonna do? If anybody's got any questions or anything, like I said, pop them up here. I see a couple of hellos there, and hello. If you got anything you want to talk about, we'll talk about it, or to the best of my ability, because I'm not the Karnak. I can't tell you everything. I guess that joke's a little too old. I'm really aging myself there. Sorry, I apologize for that. Nobody's gonna get my old man references, so I'll move on from that. But boy, I think without a doubt, there's nobody else on this planet that would disagree with me. The 2016 has been the worst year ever, at least in modern history. In the last probably 200 or 300 years, it's been without a doubt been the worst year. I mean, there's been a lot of bad stuff that happened in certain years. This year alone, it's awful. It's been awful. Just today, we found out that a legendary astronaut, a great man, senator from Ohio, John Glenn, passed away. And the amount of celebrity deaths that we've had this year is unbelievable. The only year that can compare with that that's happened in the last few years is 2009. 2009 took away a lot of people. That was Michael Jackson. We also lost Farrah Fawcett, Patrick Swayze. We lost a lot of people during 2009 as well. But I do think that 2010, not 2010, what year we are, 2016, 2016, I think without a doubt has overpowered that year. And it's horrible. It's been a horrible year. And just all the celebrity deaths. Prince dead, David Bowie gone, Alan Rickman, one of my favorite actors, gone. It's just so many bad things. And then, of course, everything that's happened with different people around the world, and Gatlinburg, Tennessee, this week, or last week, that is, it's just awful. Just horrible, horrible things have happened this year. And 2016 is one year that I will not be sad to see go away, seriously, because it's been awful. It's been terrible, and it's not been a good year. It's not been a good year for anybody. It's not been a good year for me. I tell you, it's been horrendous. My car alone has brought 2016 to a screeching halt. I mean, my God. This time last year, I got a flat tire. No big deal. I had a spare. We put it on. We moved on. No big deal. July, let's fast forward now to July 2016, got my second flat tire, and this time we had to go buy a used one that had Fix-A-Flat in it. Didn't know at the time. I had Fix-A-Flat in it, so it was like driving a roller coaster. That went on until Thanksgiving night. Thanksgiving night, I'm driving back home from my parents' house after the shindig there. Another flat tire. Third flat tire in a year. And I had nothing that time, because I was in the middle of the night. Well, not middle of the night. It was about 6, 7 o'clock. But it was dark outside, and there was nobody around. So my dad had to come pick me up, and eventually, long story short, just had to get 4 new tires before I wasn't going to wait for the 4th one to blow out. So 4 brand new tires later, my car is back to regular capacity. But oh my God, just why go through all that? And it's just been, oh man, this, that, and the other thing, just a whole lot of just nonsense. But yeah, 2016 is definitely the year that I think none of us are sad to see go away. And I have here a story that I did on Star 102.1, the station that I work for, that I thought was hilarious. And it's really the perfect way to send off this terrible, terrible year. And what I'll do is I'll bring you back over here, and we'll discuss it, because I want you to see exactly what this is over here. So here we go. Okay, so you see this right here? That is a dumpster fire 2016 ornament. Everybody's saying that is the best way to say goodbye to 2016. Then this particular link will show you step by step on how to do it. You'll need felt, scissors, needle, and thread. And you'll also need to consult an AP style book to confirm the dumpster. Really? I didn't read that part. It's still supposed to be capitalized. It is not. That's interesting. I didn't read that part. But yeah. So if you want to send off 2016 in the best way, go to this link. It's at startribune.com/dear-2016. I made you this ornament. So check that out, because it's hilarious. And really, what better way to say goodbye to this horrible year than to just say what it is? It was a dumpster fire. It was just horrible. So yeah, it's like I said, I am not sad to see this terrible, terrible year go away. I just don't understand how one year can just cause so much, just wreak so much havoc and just be so terrible. But apparently, it really, really was. And I don't think anybody would be in disagreement with me on that. It was so, just gross. I'm missing a lot of stuff here. Somebody else tell me something else horrible that happened in 2016. Reason why it's made it such a bad year. Somebody say something. Tell me what I'm missing here. I mentioned Gatlinburg, which happened last week. I mentioned all the celebrity deaths. Well, not all of them, but I mentioned the fact that there were so many celebrity deaths. What else? What else is there? I know there's got to be more. Well, there's some personal things for me. We'll talk a little bit about politics at one point. Let's just say that the guy that won was probably not everybody's first choice. So I think a lot of people are just worried at the moment. And like I said, we'll discuss that here in a little bit. But yeah, there's a lot of people that weren't thrilled with the results. I was one of them. I was not thrilled. One thing though that I will say, and it's he did win fair and square. That's the thing. That being said, though, I do support the recount just to make sure, just the recounts in those states because everything was kind of weird and iffy. But if he won, he won, and I have no issue with that. But it's it's weird that he kind of started out being the joke candidate and ended up becoming the president. So, but I'm rooting for him. The thing about the presidency, and I think we lose sight of this, is that that's still an office to be respected. And so I can't say that S word just yet for him, but I do hope that he does well. I hope he makes many people happy, and that he's good enough that if he was good enough these last 4 years that he's good enough to have a second term. I don't know how he's going to be, but that's my hope for the future, that everything works out okay, and we don't just run away screaming in terror. That's the hope anyway. But 2016. I don't know. There's really no words for it. It just seemed to. Well, in the word, I don't want to quote Miley Cyrus, but I will. It came in like a wrecking ball. It really did, and it just kind of just knocked everybody over one by one. And it just, I don't know. I don't know what to say about this year. I just hope 2017 is better. I posted a funny picture online. Let's see if I can't find it. That was talking about how bad 2016 was, but the fear is that 2017 could be worse. Could you imagine if 2017 could be worse? I don't know if I could deal with that. But oh yeah, hey, it's weird to go on your own page and to see that you're live. I know that I'm live. Thank you for telling me. Thanks for letting me know. Yeah, see if I can't find that picture real fast. I hope this doesn't knock me offline or something. That'd be funny. Yeah, no, this picture right here. It makes a lot of sense to me. Let's see if I can't. Can I zoom in a little bit? Oh, I can't. Good. Okay. So it says there's 2016 kicking somebody. It says see you tomorrow. Luckily, the year is about to end. 2017 is coming and hoping to be much better. And then look at 2017. That is one evil-looking year. So it is the hope. Oh, I like my Christmas tree. I didn't mean to do that, but look, yeah, my little tree there in my room. It's got a little Santa hat on it. There's my shrine to Mystery Science Theater 3000. Don't judge. I still like that show. Well, it's coming back. So, there's really not a whole, there's really no reason to make fun of me about that because the show's coming back to life. But yeah, I'm a huge fan of the show. If you haven't noticed, I'll take you around here. I'm sorry for those of you who are just listening on the podcast because I'm about to show off the room. It's a little festive at the moment. Again, there it is, Mystery Science Theater 3000 everywhere. There's my tree. It's a little festive at the moment. Just some, different things there. We got the Smoky with the Smoky hat on. That's crucial. You got the Grinch up there. You got different things. I'm a little unorthodox. My style of decorating is DVDs, Christmas movies and stuff like that. They should be. You only watch them once a year. They should be honored once a year. That's what I say. So that's what I do. I put them out, and we have like legit regular Christmas decorations in the living room downstairs. So this is just my what I call the podcast room. It's essentially my office. So there's different things here. I got some Christmas decorations there. These little hangs, and these are Christmas cards and stuff from the past that people have given me. These are pictures, little paintings I did because the Mystery Science Theater 3000 people now do a show called Riff Tracks, and we went to go see them live, Riff Tracks live over the last couple of years, and so those pictures are from the movies that they watched and things like that. So, usually it's a shrine to all my television shows, Mystery Science Theater 3000 and Practical Jokers. These are a few of my favorite things. Oh God. I'm such a loser. I just now realized that really the reality is starting to set in. So don't worry if you think I'm strange now. I get the message. It's all right. But yeah, Christmas is coming up. Who's got Christmas plans? If anybody's going to talk, I don't see anybody talking. Anybody got any fun Christmas plans? I'm a little ticked because this is going to be the first year, and a couple of my family members are online right now. I see them. Not everybody's coming in for Christmas this year. I'm a little peeved about that. Usually that's the thing I look forward to the most because it's like the one time a year that everybody in the family comes in for Christmas. And this year, that didn't work, by the way. This year, hardly anybody's coming in. So hardly anybody to no one is coming in. So that's going to be fun this year. Not that Christmas is bad without everybody, and we have a very Merry Christmas, my family and I, but my immediate family. But it's still nice when the whole family comes in. So it's kind of bummed out that not everybody's coming in, but you make do what you got to do. We'll see each other eventually at some point. But yeah, it's more fun when the whole family's in. So, but the Christmas plans are still fun. I have a couple of Christmas parties coming up. Just had one tonight, as a matter of fact. Came from one. That's why I'm starting to lose my voice so fast because usually I can talk for a little while and not lose my voice, but I've been screaming all night because because of the fact that I was at a client Christmas party for our radio station, and the music was so loud and everybody talking so loud. If you wanted to talk to somebody, you had to raise your voice and be quite loud. Be able to make them hear you. So my voice is a little rattly at the moment, sucking down the water like it's going out of style. So if my voice just disappears while we're doing this, well, then we'll end it early. But for those of you just tuning in, I'll be with you until 9 o'clock tonight. Like I said, usually the podcast goes on for 1 hour when we do it normally. So I'll be with you until 9 o'clock tonight. And it's almost 8. Oh my God, it's almost 8:30 now, man. Time flies when you're having fun or whatever this is. I'll just point out a few things here. If you miss a minute of the podcast of this week's episode, there are some ways that you'll be able to check it out following the show, and I'll show you where those are. We'll start with this. The video that you're watching will be uploaded to YouTube following tonight's broadcast, so you can catch it here on the Hot Toddy YouTube page. Tons of videos there, as you can see. So just look up Hot Toddy on YouTube. And once you see this little picture here of my little festive logo, you've reached the right spot, and it should be one of the top videos that you see. Of course, you see a lot of videos there from the Smokin' Hot Toddcast and our sister show, Smells Like 90s Rock. Hey, everybody, look at that. I'm on there, and then you can also catch me. Let me get it over here to you. On my Mixcloud page. This is the Hot Toddy Mixcloud page. This is where every single episode of the Smokin' Hot Toddcast can be found, from the very first episode all the way back to June of last year, June 2015, all the way up to just last week's episode. And then this week's episode will also be up there as well, because now obviously the video is going to YouTube, but the audio version, which is coming off of this right here, this lovely microphone, hello there, this will be getting uploaded to Mixcloud. But if you're more of an iTunes person, you can check it out on the Smokin' Hot Toddcast page on iTunes. Thing about iTunes, though, is that the storage space that we have on there tends to fill up, so a lot of the episodes have to end up getting deleted from the past, obviously, ones that have been around for a while. So, check out the episode now. This particular episode will be up for a while, but, check it out before too long, because before too long, it'll... But yes, that's where you can check out. You can check out every episode of the Smokin' Hot Toddcast on Mixcloud and iTunes. This week's in particular, you can catch on YouTube this week because, like I said, this video here will be up shortly after tonight's broadcast. All right. So what up? What now? What do we do now? We're a half hour into this turkey. I don't know. What do you want to talk about? Anybody got anything? Anybody? Anybody at all? I'll take anything at all. We discussed Christmas a little bit. I have a very tiny list of things that I thought about talking about this week, just to get us through. But obviously, it's not going to take up the entire hour. So if you have anything, let me know. We'll talk. For now, though, we'll talk. I was hoping I could skip this topic, but it's there, so why not? Why not? I discussed it a little bit. We're going to pass it. It's politics. I'm not doing it. I can't do it. It's easier when I can edit some of the things that come out of my mouth. One thing I do want to talk about, though, is on the list there. I mentioned it in the 2016 complaint part of the show. Is Gallenberg? I have never seen a city more resilient from devastation than that city right there. People have just picked themselves up and gone right back at it. It's awesome to see all this. And last week it was a very emotional week because I'd never seen a community come together as fast and as perfect as East Tennessee did last week. It was incredible. The wildfires happened on Monday night, and by Tuesday morning, 7 a.m., my boss calls me and asks me if I can come into work because they had so many donations that they needed help getting it all loaded. The Mark and Kim show on Star 102.1 was authorized to tell people to bring in donations to the station because we were going to be a donation drop-off point. And by the time I got to work, I got the call at 7 a.m. and I said, just give me a couple more hours because I'd been up kind of late doing other stuff at the time. So I came in about 9 or so. When I got there, the parking lot was just full of stuff. And we have we had five vehicles, station vehicles for our stations in our little cluster there. All of them filled up. One of them being a bread truck size vehicle filled to the brim of donations. I think we came to the conclusion that just us alone had around 20,000 water bottles. That's how much water was sent to our station. 20,000 bottles, and that was just from us. Because donations were also getting sent to the Pinnacle in Turkey Creek, is a Regal theater out there, and to an expo center that we have on Clinton Highway. That was the main drop-off point. And eventually we had to just tell everybody, take it out there, don't bring it to us, because we were over, what's the word I'm looking for? We just had a lot of stuff. Bottom line was we had so much stuff that we couldn't hold anymore. So we told them just to take it all down to the expo center. So, but the amount of donations, I posted the picture online. It was huge. And how the outpouring of camaraderie and the help that came out after that was just fantastic. And so if anybody, I know there's a few from East Tennessee, thank you for everything you did for Gallenberg. I know they appreciated it, and it really was amazing. And it just a week later, they're already reopened. There's many businesses already open. There's a couple more going to be open tomorrow, waiting until tomorrow to open. But Gallenberg is back open for business again. And that just like that. That's how fast it was, because they are resilient. They are really an amazing group of people, and it's great to help them out. And it was just, it was a horrible situation, horrible tragedy, but I'm glad they pulled through, and they're continuing to pull through. There's still a lot more that has to be done. They're nowhere near done fixing everything, but they're on it, and they'll have it eventually. Everything is going to be good in that town real fast. So our thoughts continue to be with Gallenberg as the time goes on, as they continue to progress and build and rebuild, and things get better. There was a lot of things. You talk about fake news. Well, this wasn't fake news' fault, but this is people not getting their facts straight. There was a lot of places that people said had burned down that didn't burn down. Case in point, I didn't know until yesterday that the Mysterious Mansion, which is a little haunted house they have up there, a very beloved attraction, everybody for a week said it had burned down. It had gotten caught up in the situation. It did not burn down. It was there. They posted a video on Facebook that said, we're still here, but the fires did get very close to them, but they are still there. So I was kind of surprised by that, Get your things straight before get your things straight before you come and say things like that. But yeah, that's still up. And I think the greatest story that came out of this was the fact that that the aquarium survived. The Ripley's aquarium at the Smokies up there. My biggest fear was that I was going to go on Facebook, go online, or turn on TV and see, the story about the aquarium, to see the aquarium up in flames, because they had to leave all the animals there, all the fish, all the mammals, all of them had to be left there. and they survived because it didn't touch the aquarium at all. It came within inches, again within inches, but everybody was okay. All the animals okay, all the employees okay. That was an amazing story in with itself. So, you know, there was a lot lost, but there was a lot saved in Gatlinburg as well. So, but again, I did to all those who came out and showed your support and did what you did out there. My God, it's just incredible to see. Overwhelmed was the word. That was the word I was looking for a minute ago. For us at the station, we were overwhelmed with contributions, and then we had to eventually just tell them to not bring them out to us because we had no room. I mean, we absolutely had no room towards the end of the whole ordeal. But to everybody who, oh, hi, yeah, and Miss Pingrino from the show just joined. You could be on the show, but you decided to stay downstairs, so that's fine. I'll remember that. You decided to stay down there when you could be here, but whatever. She's a part of the show. She's a member of the show. She didn't want to be on it. I offered 2 or 3 times. She said no, but she is don't want to walk upstairs. Well, that's fine. You just stay down there, wrap your presents. Actually, I'm glad you're doing that because our tree was looking a little bare. But yeah, that's what we're doing. That's the big thing going on in this household is we're we're wrapping presents. What was I talking about? Oh yeah. Well, again, thank you for that laughing face. That's very nice. Hold on a sec here. Going away, I had to pick up a lid. But yeah, once again, to all of you who did everything that you did for Gallenberg, fantastic. Just an amazing thing, and it helped out a lot of people, and continuing to help so much. So thank you so much. Well, what now to talk about? All right, so you're Miss Pingrino, you're on this thing. So why don't you tell me what I should talk about now? Give me a topic if you're listening still. I don't even again never done Facebook Live before, so I have no idea how this works. I'm just hoping that you're paying attention. I have no idea. I see some people have joined, but I don't know if it's still going. I don't know. I asked Miss Pellegrino to give me a topic. Nothing's popped up. So either she's thinking about it. What were you going to? Oh well, no, I'm not going to mention that at all. I'm a bad person. Miss Pellegrino just asked what was I going to get? What am I going to get her for Christmas? I should talk about that. I have no idea what I'm getting you for Christmas. That's the problem. I feel like a jackass because there's so much stuff under our tree. 2 or 3 things for me, and then if you are more for our friends. And I don't have anything for her yet, and it's not because I'm not thinking about it. I am thinking. I just have no idea. The last couple of years have been fine. 2 years ago was our first Christmas together. Very easy to find something for her. Last year we put our heads together. We figured out something. This year, nothing. I have no idea what to do. So that continues to be a mystery. Anything else that you might have in mind? Got another topic? Because I'm not going to say anything about your gift. We'll talk about your gift later because I need to know what to get you. But yeah. Yeah, what? You're not difficult. That's not. She just said she's difficult. I don't think it's that she's difficult. It's just. What about Teebs? What about our cat Teebs, who's also a part of this show every once in a while? What about her? Is there something that I'm missing about that? I don't know. But you're not difficult. It's hard to figure out what to get you is all. It's not easy. All right. I'm kind of digging through the internet right now to see if there's anything fun to talk about. One of the things that I do. What? That's a topic. I don't know how cute she is. What? We all know how cute Teebs is. She's the best. She's the cutest cat in the world. If you follow me on Instagram or Snapchat, which by the way it's Hot Toddy 9102 on Instagram and Hot Toddy 75 on Snapchat. So if you want to go to look at that, I posted a video of her last week. She was in our car, in my car, and she was fascinated by it. The only cat in the world, I might add, who enjoys sitting in a car, moving or not moving. She loves being in a car. Getting her out to the car, that's the painful part. But other than that, she loves being in a car. I've never seen a cat. She must have been a dog in her past life because she's crazy about it. She loves doing it, but I guess to each their own. But yeah, I've never seen a cat who just she goes from window to window looking out, just fascinated by everything, and jumping around the vehicle. It's crazy. But yeah, she's a she's a very unique cat, that's for sure. And she likes to lay in your lap like a baby. Seriously, every once in a while you hold her like that. You can see it in the video. Hold it like that. Hold her like that. Oh yes. There's Star Wars behind me in case anybody didn't know, and the Civil War. I'm a Civil War buff, so there's that's Lee's surrender, that picture right there, and that's Star Wars. That's the Vols right there. That's the team we were talking about earlier. In case you didn't know or cared. Anything else? You got any more topics? We'll wait for that. But yeah, I'm trying to just dig through the internet here to see if there's anything fun we can talk about. One of the things I do on the Smokin' Hot Toddcast, if you've never tuned in, is I like to bring up a lot of funny stories. I also do this on Star 102.1 on my Sunday show, which you can catch every Sunday, 7 a.m. to 9 a.m., and then 1 to 7 p.m. on the same day. Just quick plugs. By the way, I also talked about Smells Like 90s Rock. That's midnight to 2 a.m., late night Friday nights, so make sure and tune in for that. But on the Smokin' Hot Toddcast, new episodes Thursday every week on my Mixcloud page and iTunes. All right, enough of that. Let's move on. I like to talk about some bizarre stories. They're bizarre but funny, offbeat, I guess is the correct word here. Offbeat stories about things that have happened in the world, or they're just funny. Like this one right here. We'll move the ordeal here. We'll move the thing. Switching it around. This was a funny story. Miami has opened. It is opening, but it's already opened. America's first burger museum. I kid you not. They opened it on Friday, and it's called the Burger Museum by Burger Beast. The guy calls himself Burger Beast, and it's. He calls himself that. Opened on Friday, and it celebrates the history of burgers served with a hefty dose of nostalgia on the side. And that's supposed to be clever. Served with a hefty dose of nostalgia on the side. Ha! It holds 2,000 historical artifacts from burger and comfort food restaurants all across the country. I kid you not. This is legit. It is a hamburger museum. And you can catch this now in Miami. And it's all brought to you by Seth Gonzalez, also known as the Burger Beast. And I said on Star 102.1 on Sunday. I talked about this on Sunday. I'm kind of surprised this hasn't already happened, to be honest with you. Why? How is there not already a burger museum out there somewhere? I just feel like this has already been should been there and done. All right, but moving on. Oh, this is hilarious. This story: police in Canada were threatening to use Nickelback's music as torture to people. That's right. They were trying to. Hey, McDonald's. How are you? Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. I don't care. They were talking about using their music as torture for anybody. I think it was drunk driving. I think it was. And this was an encouragement not to drink and drive on their streets. And really, I like some Nickelback songs, but yeah, I think I'm part of the majority. I don't think I would sit there listening to them all the time. But there's an update to this story. But you'll have to. Well, let's go ahead. I was going to say wait and see what it is, and I'll talk about it then on the Sunday morning and our Sunday show on Star 102.1. But let's talk about it now. The Canadian police have now apologized for threatening drunk drivers with Nickelback. That's right. They have now apologized, and they're not going to do it. Now, I've not actually read the full story yet, but we'll go through it together. That message went viral, obviously, and now they're saying, well, as we have seen, this is a quote, well, as we have seen, our little post became an international story. The apology reads, and somewhere in the noise, the message of don't drink and drive was overshadowed by negativity towards the band. I said I would play if you did. So there you go. Apparently the message of don't drink and drive got kind of pummeled by the idea of hating on Nickelback. which is again I'm okay with. Again, I like a couple of the songs. Don't get me wrong; they're not a terrible band, but I am part of the thing of the majority that would say, yeah, I could do without them. Yeah, I could do without them. But they're okay. They're all right. But yeah, so the original plan was you are going to listen to Nickelback if you drove drunk. And now the apology is no. Sorry about that. We won't make you do that. Never mind. This was a funny story. I did this a couple of weeks ago. Domino's plans to deliver pizza by reindeer. Let me just show that again. Domino's plans to deliver pizza by reindeer. Now it is not happening in America. It's happening in Japan. Which I think is kind of weird, but apparently Japan gets really bad winters. And I'm horrible at geography. I'm good at history. Love U.S. history. Love world history. But when it comes to geography, I got nothing. I'm kind of stupid sometimes. As a matter of fact, for those of you who are fans of Hot, for those of you who are fans of Hot 104.5, Tanner, I guess he calls himself now. He used to be called DJ Tanner. Now he's just Tanner. He hosts the Saturday Night Throwdown on that station. We got into a discussion about because some of our coworkers went to Iceland, and I said, "Well, who would want to go to Iceland? It just seems like it's a very cold place." But he told me no. Iceland's actually a very nice, normal, comfortable, warm place. It's actually Greenland that's really cold all the time. So Greenland is freezing. Iceland is warm. I don't understand that. This is why I don't do geography, people. I just don't do it. Should I have taken the brand off? This is not a commercial for Aquafina. I just like their water. Now, but I never knew that Iceland was normal. I just I always was normal. I like that. Now, for those of you who don't know, this is me recording right now, so I'll put that back down. I just like to check on it periodically. But yeah, I didn't know Iceland was fine. But apparently Japan has bad winters. And let's see. According to Brand Eating, Domino's Japan plans to deliver pizzas this winter using the reindeer. Let's see. The delivery action plan, as the chain is calling it, was developed to help combat northern Japan's rough, snowy winters, ensuring folks get their pizza without risking a dangerous car trip. So don't come to us. We'll come to you. But we're not coming to you in a... Oh, not coming to you in a car. We're coming to you on Rudolph, essentially. But that's hilarious. I don't even know how to respond to that, to be honest with you. Oh, hi, Sheila. I was just giving a bump to the show, by the way. It Smells Like 90s Rock can be heard every week, late night Friday nights, midnight to 2 a.m. on 90.3 The Rock. So, quick shout out to that. And then, of course, welcome. This is the Smokin' Hot Toddcast live. And we do our show live every week too, so, this is interesting that I'm doing so many live shows, because usually I don't do live. But I think that's just hilarious. I would love to get my pizza delivered by a reindeer. I would love to see a delivery person ride up on a reindeer. I would almost... oh, hello, Miranda. I was told Iceland was named to keep invading countries away. Oh... That does make sense, actually. Of course, that being said, it didn't stop Hitler, though, but I see that does make a lot of sense. But yeah, it's a warm, beautiful, warm place, but according to my friend, Greenland is colder than Iceland. It just doesn't make sense. That does not make sense to me. I just can't wrap my mind around that. But it makes sense, though, because Greenland is closer to the North Pole, right? So but it boggles the mind. I don't get it. Don't call your place Iceland. It'd be like calling Florida Iceland and then calling, Michigan or Washington State up in the north, warm land. I don't know. Greenland. I don't know. Screw it. But I was just saying, I think I would love to see, I would love to see anybody. I would get a job at Domino's if I was able to ride a reindeer to work back and forth and deliver pizzas. That's the greatest thing ever. But here's the problem, though. How are they going to stay warm? Isn't that just adding to the problem? I feel like that they'd be freezing to death riding those things. And I don't know. Maybe they got a plan. Maybe they don't. I don't really care. I just thought it was a funny story. But they're not driving or riding in anything with heat. So wouldn't that just hurt them more? Or do they even care? I don't know. But we'll see what happens. Let's see how many lawsuits come to Japan with all this. This story. I did this story, I think, on last week's podcast, on last week's Toddcast. This gentleman, if the story ever loads, has no idea who won the presidential election. He has no idea. He went to bed before the election results came up, and he woke up feeling wonderful, in a good mood, there it is, and decided to not find out who won the election. So he actually walks around with earmuffs and walks with a sign on him that says, here it is, I don't know who won and don't want to know, please don't tell me. So this guy walks around, ignorance is bliss, I guess. He does not want to know who won the election. But yeah, he woke up, he felt wonderful, he did not want to know, and so he's just been going around, he's been avoiding, how in this day and age you can avoid television, radio, newspapers even? I don't know. That's what I said. How is it possible, Sheila says. I have no idea how it's possible. He's managed to do it, though. As of now, he still has no idea who won the election. But it's just crazy. Actually, we can watch the video. I don't know if it'll register very well on this computer. We'll turn the volume back up on this thing.
TV and the internet, and look, when he leaves the house, he wears headphones and a sign that reads, "I don't know who won and don't want to. Please don't tell you." So guess what? We just happen to have him on Skype. Hi, Joe.
Hey there, so good to see you.
I have to tell you, everybody around here, the crew behind the scenes, we're trying so hard not to mess this up.
Yeah, same here. That's what I said. I said, I wish I didn't know the whole thing.
There are a lot of people who probably don't believe this, but you really, truly don't know who the president is and how are you doing it. I mentioned not reading the newspapers. It seems like your newspaper would have holes all in it if you took the headlines out.
That's right. I kind of gotten to be an expert at this. I direct my gaze from newspaper boxes. I don't venture out very often, and when I do, I wear my headphones and my sign. And people have been very respectful of my decision.
Joe, may I ask, why are you doing this?
Well, it was never a plan. I was invited to a gathering at a friend's house on election night to sit there with everybody else and gnaw my nails to the quick into the night. And I'm just beat to a pulp like we all are. I don't want to. And the next morning, I'm an artist and a writer. I had a lot of creative work to do. I just worked in my studio all day. And at about the 24-hour mark, all I wanted to do is give myself 24 hours of blissful ignorance. Mm-hmm. And I was talking to my daughter in Atlanta, or near Atlanta, and she said, you know, you may be the only person in the country, other than those in a cave or something, who still doesn't know.
That's so cool. If you're limiting newspaper reading, then you probably don't know that the Martians landed in New York recently either. But let me ask you, so when are you going to find out, Joe?
Well, you know, I don't really have an exact exit plan. There has been talk of throwing a gender reveal party. Rather than...
And yeah, that goes on. Sheila, you just said he knows it's Trump. Is that an update? Did he find out eventually that it was in fact him? Because, yeah, and I agree, reality does suck too hard. And I actually said on the air, I wish I was this guy throughout the whole campaign. I didn't want to know anybody. I didn't want to know the whole thing. But I'm just, oh, that was nice. I'm just glad it's over and done with, but it could have ended better. But yeah, how this guy was able to think he was going to pull that off, oh, come on. You cannot stay away from stuff that long. You just cannot. I'm sorry. But nice try, and I'm glad you did it. I'm glad you did it for as long as you did. All right, let's see. Let's see what else we can talk to. We only got, oh my God, the hour's almost up. We got 6 minutes left. There's only, let's see what else we can talk about here in a short amount of time. I don't think, Thanksgiving. Yeah, that was interesting. No update. Just think he has an idea. He probably does have an idea. I would say so too. You judging by, I think he lives in Georgia, so probably there's a lot of happy people down there. So. About the, when it comes to the results, but there's probably a lot of sad people too. I guess he probably just gets a hint that it probably was Trump. It does look good, doesn't it? That's what I was getting ready to talk about. This is the most unusual Thanksgiving side eaten in every state. So if you're not want to do turkey, here's some of them: queso dip in Alabama, ham and asparagus, whatever that is, in Alaska. Let's see what else we got here. Of course, it's not going to load. Why would you load? Why would you do something handy? And this thing, stuffed manicotti in New York. That's very popular. And ours was so stupid. Tennessee, leave it to Tennessee to have a dumb one. And it was a dumb one. Let's see what it was. Tennessee, South Carolina. Papaya salad. That is our side dish. Papaya salad. I don't even know what that is. That just looks disgusting. Sounds disgusting. But that's apparently what a lot of people in Tennessee have as their side on Thanksgiving. Papaya salad. Now my mother makes a salad with marshmallows and some sort of cream. I don't know. It's called Watergate salad. Not many people have heard of it, but they like it. I don't like it all that much. It seems kind of weird to me. I call it Richard Nixon salad because it's called Watergate salad. But it's, I guess, to each their own. I guess maybe that's just Tennessee's things. Is that they just like weird salads. It is abomination. It is. And coming up to here, corn jalapeno casserole is South Carolina's side dish. That's wow. For those of you who don't know, Sheila from Smells Like 90s Rock is talking to me through this Facebook Live right now. And she's from South Carolina, and this is what they eat. Corn jalapeno casserole. Weirdest thing. That's weird, too. Not as weird as papaya salad, though. That still, I think, takes the cake right there. Papaya salad. I talked about this on the Thanksgiving episode of the Smokin' Hot Toddcast, but I wanted to branch out a little bit more on it because papaya salad, that's what we eat. Oh my God, it's terrible. And this was a heartbreaking story. I talked about this on Star a few days ago. I was filling in on the night show. And sadly, on the night that the wildfires hit in Gatlinburg, I was filling in. And I talked about this story. Again, my lovely computer doing its bang-up job of loading. And we wait. Am I on our Wi-Fi? Yeah, we are. Anthony Michael Hall charged with felony assault after attacking his neighbor, and apparently he could serve up to maybe 7 years in jail for doing this. Apparently he's a bit of a, yeah, I know, right? It's so weird. The jalapeno casserole. It's just, what's wrong with people? I don't know. Maybe it's good though. Maybe we're the what's the word I'm looking? Unpopular ones. We're not the cool kids, I guess. But Anthony Michael Hall charged with felony assault after allegedly attacking his neighbor. And apparently this is not the first time he's done it. He actually did it to an ex-girlfriend of his, too. I never thought Anthony Michael Hall would be a violent person. He just seems like a really nice person. It feels like I'm using dial-up. I swear to God, we've got really great Wi-Fi, and I don't know why it's not working up here like it should. But yeah, that's the situation. For some reason, it's not working. But yeah, Anthony Michael Hall hitting people. It's just sad. It's a sad world we live in. All right. Well, believe it or not, that's it. That's pretty much it for this week. That is the Smokin' Hot Toddcast live in a nutshell. That's kind of what it is. But I enjoyed this. This was fun. I hope to do more episodes like this in the future. And if you enjoyed it, tell me you enjoyed it. Or if you didn't enjoy it, tell me to shut up. Whichever one works for you. I mean, I'm not opposed to either one. But like I said, this episode can be found in a few different places after tonight, because this video that I've made on, I forget what it's called, Facebook Live, thank you, is going to go up on the Hot Toddy YouTube page. I'll show you again. Here it is, the Hot Toddy YouTube page, if you're looking for it. And yes, Sheila, we'll see you tomorrow night for Smells Like 90s Rock. Late night, Friday nights, midnight to 2 a.m. This is just a plug show, is what it is. But there's the Hot Toddy YouTube page. You can find this video there. I'll be uploading it as soon as possible following tonight's show. And then the audio version, the regular podcast version of this episode of the Smokin' Hot Toddcast, can be found on my Mixcloud page, the Hot Toddy Mixcloud page, and also the Smokin' Hot Toddcast iTunes page. So make sure you go listen to it again. That is if you missed a minute of it. And if you want to hear it again, or if you didn't know this was happening and you missed the whole thing, you can go back and check it out. And what else? Oh yeah, you can follow me. You can follow me on all social media. It's Hot Toddy on Facebook and at Hot Toddy 9102, Twitter, Instagram, Periscope. You can find it there. I'm also Hot Toddy on Vine, but Vine's about to die, so don't worry about it. You can also follow the Hot Toddy YouTube page. Subscribe to it. You can check out all the videos that I post there. Check out the Smokin' Hot Toddcast on the Hot Toddy Mixcloud page. Follow Smokin' Hot Toddcast on iTunes. And am I leaving anything? Oh, Hot Toddy75 on Snapchat. I'm everywhere. You can't really get away from me. So it's been a great show. It's been a lot of fun. Thank you all so much. All my friends there tuning in. Thank you guys for doing that. That meant a lot to me, doing that, because again, I didn't really know who was going to tune in for this. So thank you for humoring me for this hour. And be sure and tune in to next week's episode of the Smokin' Hot Toddcast. It's back to being a regular podcast episode, but it's our Christmas show. It's our Christmas episode. We got a Christmas play coming up. And all kinds of little goodies. I don't want to give too much away, so be sure and tune in for that. That'll be on the Mixcloud page and on iTunes next Thursday, so be on the lookout for that. Until next week, this is Hot Toddy saying, well, that was kind of painless, really. All right.